in the top right-hand corner of the map. Ladies and gentlemen, from Team SCV Life, 14-time consecutive IPL Fight Club winner, it is HyuN. HyuN is going to be facing off here in Game 2. We'll get the scoreboard corrected momentarily for you folks. We've got, from Team FXO, recently just won IPL 5, he is Leenock.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, and we were just informed, as a matter of fact, that our giveaway right now for our IPL giveaways, as we actually have a 10 pool coming out of HyuN. I want to point out is a Mad Catz Strike 7 and keyboard and a Rat 7 mouse. So if you want to win a keyboard and mouse from our friends at Mad Catz, head over to IGN.com/IPL giveaways. But we have a 10 pool out of HyuN. This is something that he throws in on a regular basis in this matchup. It allows him to put on pressure. It allows him to, I don't want to say insta-deny a fast expand, but it comes pretty close to doing that a lot of the time. Oh, wait a second. He's actually getting gas right now. He may be doing the version of this too. We've seen this a couple of times out of HyuN. A little bit higher economy. He'll make a bunch of lings, and he'll actually make a quick bailing nest and just go quick lean bailing all in off of one base.
Hey, it's very effective on the ladder. We'll see if it works here against Leenock, who did open pool first, notably. And I don't think that's too surprising. Your opponent just picked Daybreak. He just lost in a macro game to you. It's definitely possible he could throw cheese in there. So smart read out of Leenock, but this is still going to be a very powerful attack out of HyuN, regardless of the hatch first or lacking.
Okay, yeah, we'll see what he goes with here in a second, because it's going to be revealed momentarily. Leenock does have an Overlord up there. He'll certainly get that in range in just a bit. And there's the bailing nest. So HyuN is going after that version that we were talking about. This is ridiculously powerful.
Yeah, I actually, I would love to get a pro player's input on this, but I would venture to say that this is actually stronger, except for the lings coming. But with the Baneling follow-up here, I feel like it's better to have your hatchery first, because you'll be able to build that spine crawler earlier and get it situated. But with the sending the lings out on the map, you're probably going to lose the spine, maybe build up in the high ground, take it on land. I'm questioning the call now a little bit, but either way, this Baneling nest is almost complete now. And see it when he goes in with these lings, it looks like, yeah, he is going to be going in 2, segmenting off to the back for that Baneling nest. Leenock should be able to read into that, actually.
Yeah, and we'll see what he does. I mean, he's already made 6 lings. He's got no more coming up after that. He's actually supply blocked, because I do believe, is there a queen that's actually out on the map somewhere? I wonder if that actually chased down the initial Overlord that was sitting above there, or if Leenock actually may have just done a supply an extractor trick there. He is trying to make a spine crawler inside of his main. There's a couple of Banelings rolling up now behind. The Zerglings are not really all that clumped up, so HyuN is just trying to do economic damage here for the meantime. Leenock pulling all of his drones around the side. These Banelings have done almost nothing. They finally come back, take out a couple of the Zerglings. The Queen goes down as well, but otherwise Leenock hasn't taken that much economic damage. He certainly didn't lose his hatchery.
He definitely is not. A nice surround there for HyuN, and HyuN did a beautiful job. He brought 2 Zerglings up in the flank behind the Banelings. He guarded the Banelings from behind with 2 Zerglings. It was phenomenal, so that they couldn't be poked. Now HyuN trying to sneak in what damage he can while he's morphing some additional Banelings. There are 2 about to pop out here. Leenock just getting vision of them. They have now morphed and are marching their way into the main base.
Yeah, Leenock trying to chase those down. 4 lings for 1 Baneling, not so bad. We'll see what the second Baneling does. Looks like it may actually just waste itself on large. No. Looks like he's going to sit here, delay, wait for more Zerglings to pop out, and make sure that he can at least deny this hatchery.
A very interesting choice to go for the hatchery. Leenock actually has nothing but that spine crawler and drones in his main base right now. HyuN instead targeting down this expansion. If he doesn't get it, he's going to be severely regretting this, taking so much damage right now from those Zerglings because of target firing, and looks like Leenock is going to hold this.
All right, more Zerglings are going to surround this Queen pretty effectively, though. Looks like they're actually taking out the Zerglings for now and then eventually bouncing away. Leenock with good control here is keeping this Queen alive for quite a while, but it is eventually going to fall. And what is left now to take out this hatchery? So essentially we've just had what amounts to a solid 3-minute-long attack out of HyuN.
Yeah, and he hasn't got much to show for it. 4 Zerglings are going to be able to chase away 4 injured Zerglings, and all of a sudden, Leenock, well, are there 2? There are 2 more Banelings, but they're only guarded here by 4 lings.
Oh, that was perfect. That was about 7 or 8 Zerglings. This spine crawler is actually just going to be walked around. Looks like the Baneling being targeted down, and eventually this Queen, yeah, is going to fall on top of that. So more damage being done. What is HyuN doing back at home, though? He's droned up a little bit. He's sitting on 14 workers to his opponent's 13, but here's the problem. There's no hatchery. There's a second hatchery.
Yeah, I mean, it appears as if HyuN realized that this was going to come down to the hatch, tried to take out the hatchery, well, the Queen, the beautiful Baneling Connect, Leenock just now is, I mean, HyuN's up a drone and up a queen, but as you pointed out, a hatchery amounts to a little bit more.
Yeah, well, we'll see here what HyuN can get done with the rest of this. He's got a very nice Zergling scout here, so we'll get a pretty good read on what his opponent is up to. Knows that there's no injects inside of the main, but knows that this natural is not really assaultable at the moment with the Spinecrawler, with the Queen, even if this hatchery is very low in health.
So things taking a little bit of a swing in Leenock's favors, but the Baneling is on the way right now. That hatchery being low on health could certainly factor in later if we do see any sort of push play out of HyuN, but it's entirely possible HyuN's going to be forced to be on the defensive for the rest of this match as Leenock is really starting to run away with things. 2 queens, 2 hatcheries, 21 drones to just 6. Looking at a tough spot.
Okay, well, this hatchery's already under attack again. HyuN is going to be able to ward these away. He's going to get his main revealed. Not actually all that much to see here. There's another, actually good job there. I think he picked off 1 drone. There's not a whole lot to see here, though. He sees another queen, doesn't see any sort of hidden tech, any sort of rush to layer. He did see, though, that there were some workers on gas, and if HyuN decides to push for really, really high tech here in a second, that could be his way out of things, but things are looking, once again, for 2 games straight, kind of a little bit grim.
Yeah, and I mean, once again, I think we had an opportunity for HyuN to potentially take the game when he had, eight to 9 Lings and a Baneling, and Leenock had 2 Zerglings. He had none at one point. He had 8 on the way, but they had just started, and HyuN spent all that time instead. He got the hatchery down to about a quarter, maybe a third health, but that's a lot of damage that could have been done to the Zerglings. Of course, HyuN didn't know that, guys. Not, is it omniscient?
Yeah.
You know everything?
Yes. Yes, it is. Let's see. There's, is it omnipotent is where you know everything. Omniscient is where you can do everything?
See, I don't actually know the difference between the 2.
Yes. Now I just sound like an idiot. So.
You know what? I'm glad I didn't say the other one, because I always called it when I was a kid, omnipotent.
Oh, everyone said that at first before they learned how it was actually pronounced. So, yes.
Oh! Interesting Baneling split there. Almost got it, but did not.
So, a few Banelings make their way around the right-hand side. HyuN, of course, knows this, and he's got his Spielings in tow. These Banelings actually running a little bit unopposed. The Baneling tried to duck back here for a second and do a little bit more damage, but HyuN was able to avoid that. The rest of these he's just going to have to take out with pure good micro. Finally does manage to take out 1 Baneling. Second one, that, though, actually caused more damage than you think it does. That was about, what, 6 or 7 larvae they went down?
And immediately we see gas is dropping down. He realizes, I am not going to be able to spend my money for a minute here. Will he go for the fast third because of this? HyuN, we're going to wait and see. Leenock is going for a Spire right now, which has just started, and an Evolution Chamber in the front as well to help deal with possible run-bys.
All right, so this is a very interesting scenario because Leenock is going to have massively earlier tech. The Spire is going to be completed here in about 65 seconds, the layer tech for his opponent in about 40. So Spire's going to come up at about the same time that HyuN even just finishes layer. So if he tries to put down an immediate infestation pit, then go up to pathogen glands and festers right afterwards, it's still going to be well after those Mutalisks are hitting his base.
You're completely right about that. I mean, it's just, it's incredibly far behind. His only answer is going to be potential Spore Crawlers as that Evolution Chamber is on the way. Lings are going to slip away here. Beautiful control and map awareness out of Leenock.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to get a good read on his opponent. The best thing that he's going to see, of course, is exactly the timing on this layer. He sees that it's up, and he doesn't see any layer tech. That actually may have finished at a really good time for HyuN, because it actually popped up just before the Zerglings got in. And I do believe, this was revealed. I didn't see a blue click on it, but he can assume, of course, with layer tech that there is an infestation pit on the way, especially because if that were Spire, that stage of the game would have been really, really small.
It's like Spire. Greater Spire. Mind game.
Yeah, the no hive greater Spire. That's just Imba.
It's too big. It's too big to be a regular Spire. Oh my god, those Banelings are so close to finishing. HyuN gets away from that death trap. Now he's got his own Baneling to help.
That's right, but good job. 1 Baneling takes out 1, gravely injures another. Another Zergling does finish it up, but Leenock's just going to push through now. This is not the best spot for him to engage, especially with that Queen completely protected by the rest of the Zerglings that were there. But now with the second reinforcement round, that could start to create some issues. On top of this, we have 6 Mutalisks on the way, and that's going to present some significant problems for HyuN.
Yeah, HyuN just died, basically. I mean, he had no way to deal with these Zerglings. There were way too many of them. Now he's going to get completely surrounded. Is dropping Spore Crawlers because he realizes that this push is coming, but I think, does that take him down to 1 Queen again? It does, and he just cannot afford. These halts in production are killing HyuN softly, because, I mean, it's really just been like a bunch of larvae that died, a queen that died, but they're all hampering his production. And now we're seeing he's pulling 700 minerals, 800 gas, and has no way to spend it.
Well, he's going to try and duck into the third, but there's already Mutila sitting above.
Yeah.
And even as low DPS as they are, the Zerglings can't shoot up, so that's going to be a lot of damage. At the same time, he's actually running into the natural while his opponent comes in with those Mutalisks here. Takes out another queen. We were talking about shutting down the production for a while. Well, killing queens one by one is certainly going to do it. Now, engaging a Spore Crawler straight up is a little bit weird, but I think he's a little more worried about the Zerglings that were inside of his vein and natural.
I mean, Leenock knows at this point he can almost just kill HyuN with constant Ling reinforcements, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Here come more Mutas, more Zerglings as well, and there's just nothing that HyuN has to deal with this. He can't make stuff. He's got 6 Infestors on the way. They are still so far, and in that time, so many drones are going to die still for HyuN.
Yeah, so Leenock has certainly done his damage. The Infestors are popping out in a few seconds here, but look at this. He's keeping his opponent on 2 bases. At the same time, he's going up to his own third. Really, just everything is going in Leenock's favor. Everything that could be going in his favor is going in his favor.
No, really. Fungal Growth isn't going to catch the Lings right now.
Yeah, I mean, but all that's done is now force out tons of energy from these Infestors. Look, there's only 2 Infestors that have energy. One of those was just used. Second one gets used, and the Infestors just die.
And now, Mutalisks can reign supreme.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Even in the few numbers that they're available, look at this. Leenock is actually banking resources right now.
Yep.
He doesn't want to do that. He's not saving that up for anything at the moment. He could just start to spend it, which it looks like he will finally after all this is said and done. But he was so far ahead in this game, they didn't even have to. He could sit around with 1K banked.
Yeah. It's actually, I mean, it's kind of an intelligent move because as Leenock's sitting here, he's like, all right, I have this game unless you do something. So I might as well just sit on a lot of money so that if I see what you do, I can react. If somehow, you know, you hit me with a Nidus Swarm and there's a ton of units in my base, I can make the smartest decision after seeing your play. But as it stands at this moment, you're going to die, HyuN. Now, he is losing some Mutalisks at this time, but here come the Zergling reinforcements once again.
Yep, and they're just going to duck directly into the main, kill more workers. A nice little wall here from HyuN to be able to save most of those workers. In fact, he only lost 1 so far, and may lose a second. No, loses 1 worker. Very nice micro from HyuN. So he can win these little battles, but can he win the overall war without a third base, without the tech that's necessary? Those are the things that are going to be very difficult for him. Let's check his evolution chamber. He does have +1 ranged weapons up, but you can see that right now, Leenock going for 1-1.
Yeah, and Leenock is just bringing in too much money. We now see him starting to look at how quickly he dumps all this money that he's been pulling. He says, okay, all right, it's going to be Roach and Fester. And here they are, hitting the field. 6 more Infestors going to be coming to join the composition as well, and this is going to be incredibly difficult for HyuN to deal with.
Okay, well, here comes Leenock, and of course, the entire time he's had these Overlords stationed here over at the third, so he knows there's not a hidden map or hidden base on the map. He's got Overlords pretty much everywhere to be able to pick up on that. So HyuN, he has to make another miracle defense, and even if he does, we're in a very similar situation to where we were last game. Even if he makes the defense, he would have to come back and start doing economic damage. He just doesn't have any ability to push afterwards.
And Trap's on the ramp, but really he only got 7 Roaches there. It's mediocre. Now he's getting 5 with this one, 4. No, this is these Infestors cannot be used in this way. I mean, he's only got about 10 Roaches to work with, really. Leenock, well, his Roach count's actually pretty low here, but he is going to be reinforcing, and yeah, the Infestors are running out of energy. There's another one. Does he have any fungals left?
No, he does not.
All right.
The rest of the energy is actually spent trapping those units
pretty
on
nice.
the ramp. We do want to point out as well that this was played just before the patch, so the Infestors do have their max range, things like that. So we'll see if that actually ends up making a difference over the course of these games, as it is a ZVZ, but we figured it would be important to let you guys know.
Yeah, it does make a bit of a difference on how far you can hit those Roaches from. Maybe a little more susceptible to, you know, missing 1 or 2 fungals and letting a couple Roaches slip in, kill some Infestors. But as of now, Leenock guys at 138 supply. HyuN still at 100 with no third base. Leenock can just reinforce this army forever.
And that's exactly what he's doing. He's got the Burrowed Infestors behind too, and this is going to be instant spawn army. And there it is. The Infested Terran starting to take a few of the shots, and more going to drop out here in a second. Although he throws them up not in the most efficient manner. Once again, Leenock, kind of similar to last game, wasn't the most cost-effective with his engagements, but he's built himself up such an advantage in the game that it actually doesn't matter. And Leenock's just going to push through here. He's reinforcing. HyuN is not. And Leenock looks like he's actually going to take the second game here momentarily.
Yeah, and as you said, it's really just through massing and through intelligent play, not so much through micro and perfect decisions, throwaway mutas. I mean, with Infestors, you get free refills. You really, you can do whatever you want with it.
All right, well, free refills indeed. They're just sitting back, and they still have a decent amount of energy to be able to drop down another 6 or 7 infested Terrans if the time comes. HyuN trying to make whatever he can.
GG!
Runs down with a few units, but it doesn't matter. There's GG. Leenock is now up 2-0 over our 14-time reigning Fight Club champion.
I mean, things are looking pretty difficult here for HyuN. Leenock, of course, being on top of the world as of late. I'm surprised it was 50-50. I mean...
But it's no. Even though I predicted Leenock, HyuN has actually come up. I don't want to say against better opponents necessarily, but he's come up against stacked ones. He knocked out the reigning Codas champion at that time, at least in Start Tail Life. Went to the full 9 games, yes. But on top of that, he had murdered every Terran and Protoss player beforehand. So I mean, you have to give this guy some credit.
You definitely do. I think. I mean, I gave you that little story when we were muted, man, but. Sometimes you just, I don't know, you want to believe, you want to hope, and all your dreams can get shattered. I just don't want to get hurt here, Kevin.
I know that's the thing too, is that Leenock's up. Eventually, let's be honest though, regardless of whether he wins here,
HyuN has to lose, right?
You would think. Can he though? Is he
just
capable of losing?
That's where you just like if it goes too long and he's beaten every pro player.
In the world.
Give him a trophy, like
I suppose so,
and let him retire.
He did get the sweet boxing gloves and stuff at the at IPL 5. I was really happy about that actually.
I was really sad that I had to be casting during that.
Yeah, I did too actually. I was on second stream then. But anyway, guys, we are going to run to a quick commercial break. When we get back, it's going to be time for game number 3. Leenock is up 2-0 on our 14-time champion. Will he be able to make it a 3-0, or will HyuN come back? We'll find out after this.